Let's start today with a simple question. How did you feel when you woke up this morning? Maybe you stretched, took a moment to gather your thoughts, and then went about your morning routine. For some, it's a slow, gentle start to the day. Perhaps you enjoyed a cup of tea, gazed out the window at the world waking up, and thought about what the day might bring. But for many men over 60, there's a quiet concern that lingers. That feeling that you just aren't as energetic, as vibrant, or as confident in your own body as you used to be. Especially when it comes to that private matter most men prefer to keep to themselves, circulation, down there. Now, before you turn away, thinking this is a topic better left unspoken, let me assure you, this is exactly the kind of conversation we need to have. Because when it comes to circulation, particularly below the belt, so many of my patients have quietly struggled. Often blaming themselves or thinking it's just a normal part of getting older. But the truth is, the right habits, and especially what you choose to eat in the morning, can make an enormous difference. Let me tell you about Arthur, one of my longtime patients and now a good friend. When Arthur first came to see me, he was 68 and, in his words, feeling older than my years. He'd lost a bit of his spark. Not just in the bedroom, though that worried him, but in his daily life, too. He was slower to get moving, tired before noon, and just didn't feel like himself. It took some gentle coaxing, but he finally opened up about how he'd noticed things weren't working quite as well down there. He was embarrassed, frustrated, and honestly a little afraid. If you've ever felt the same, less energy, less confidence, changes in your private health, know that you're in good company. In my 30-plus years as a men's health specialist, I've seen this story play out time and time again. And I'm here to tell you, not only is there hope, but there are practical, straightforward steps you can take, starting with what you put on your breakfast plate. My name is Dr. Robert Jansen, and for over 3 decades, I've had the privilege of helping men reclaim their health, confidence, and joy in their lives after 60. I've seen firsthand how small, consistent changes can spark big transformations. Today, I want to share with you a simple morning habit, one specific food you can add to your breakfast, that can help boost circulation exactly where you want it, restoring not just your energy but your sense of vitality and manhood. Why does this matter so much? Because good circulation is the lifeblood, quite literally, of a healthy, active, and fulfilling life. When blood flows easily through your body, every cell gets the oxygen and nutrients it needs to thrive. Your heart, your muscles, even your brain, they all benefit. And yes, your most personal parts, too. Poor circulation, down there, isn't just about intimacy, it's a sign your entire system could use a tune-up. When Arthur and I sat down and looked at his daily routine, it was clear he'd slipped into habits that quietly sabotaged his health. Like so many, he'd given up on the idea that he could improve things. He figured he was past his prime. But the human body is astonishingly resilient, even in our golden years. The choices you make today really can turn things around. And, let's be honest, we all want to enjoy the time we have, every part of it. That's why I'm so passionate about sharing this advice with you. Because if you take just a few minutes each morning to choose the right foods, you're not just helping your heart. You're feeding every part of your being, including your sense of confidence, your energy, and your enjoyment of life's most intimate moments. Now, before I reveal the food that made such a difference for Arthur, I want to take a moment and invite you to be part of this community. If this message is speaking to you, or if you're ready to take small steps toward a stronger, healthier future, go ahead and tap that like button and subscribe to this channel. It helps more men just like you find real solutions, and lets me know you're here and committed to your own well-being. And as always, leave a yes in the comments if this is something you care about, or a no if you have other concerns on your mind. I read your answers personally, and they truly help me tailor my advice to what you need most. Back to Arthur. What made his story so powerful wasn't just that he found improvement. It was how quickly his life started to change once he took control of his mornings. He told me, "Doc, I never imagined that changing just one thing about my breakfast could help me feel more alive again." And he wasn't alone. Dozens of my patients have seen similar results, all from the same simple adjustment. Let's talk about what happens in your body after 60. As the years go by, our blood vessels can stiffen. It becomes harder for blood to move freely, especially to our extremities. This isn't just an inconvenience, it's a warning sign. And for men, The first place we notice is often where we least want it, in our bedroom performance. What's less obvious is that the same sluggish circulation that affects intimacy can also make you tired, foggy, and even lead to more serious health issues down the line. But there's good news. Certain foods, when eaten in the morning, can gently wake up your circulation and get everything moving the way it should. Think of it like watering a thirsty plant first thing in the day. Everything comes back to life. I've watched men transform their mornings and their health just by changing their breakfast routine, sometimes in as little as a week or two. Arthur, for instance, started adding just one new food to his breakfast each day. At first, he was skeptical. After all, how could something so simple make a difference? But he trusted the process and stuck with it. Within 10 days, he felt a spark of energy that had been missing for years. His wife noticed, too, not just in the way he moved, but in the twinkle that returned to his eye. There's something deeply empowering about taking control, even in small ways. You're not at the mercy of age. You can take practical steps that add up to real, noticeable change. And that's what I want for you, starting with your very next breakfast. If you're feeling hopeful right now, if you want to see what a difference a small change can make, remember to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell so you never miss these important health conversations. And don't forget to comment, yes, if you believe it's never too late to reclaim your strength and confidence. I want to hear your story and help in any way I can. In the coming moments, I'm going to guide you through exactly what to add to your morning plate and how to make this habit stick. Because you deserve to wake up feeling alive, vibrant, and fully yourself, every single day. As we settle in and continue this conversation, I want you to picture yourself at the kitchen table, sunlight streaming in, and that familiar sense of quiet before the day truly begins. That's the moment I'm talking about, the opportunity to choose what goes on your plate and, by doing so, choose how you want to feel for the rest of the day. Because, believe me, those choices matter more than most people realize, especially as we get older. Let's get to the heart of it. When Arthur first told me about his mornings, he admitted he'd fallen into the habit of grabbing a quick, carb-heavy breakfast. Maybe some toast, maybe a pastry, and a big cup of coffee. He thought he was saving time, but he didn't realize he was also robbing himself of energy and the circulation boost his body desperately needed. If you're nodding along, don't worry, you're in good company. So many men over 60 do the exact same thing, not knowing there's a better way. Now, what is this one food I keep mentioning? It's something so simple, so humble, yet so powerful for circulation, energy, and, yes, even bedroom confidence. The food is beetroot. That's right, good, old-fashioned beetroot. Whether it's roasted, boiled, grated raw, or even blended into a smoothie, adding beetroot to your breakfast is one of the best things you can do for your blood flow, especially down there. Why beetroot, you ask? Well, as a doctor who's been studying men's health for decades, I can tell you that beetroot is packed with natural compounds called nitrates. When you eat them, your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide, a substance that helps relax and widen your blood vessels. That means blood flows more easily, reaching every part of your body, including those private areas that too often get neglected as we age. I still remember Arthur's reaction when I first suggested beetroot. He gave me a funny look and said, "Doc, are you sure you're not just trying to get me to eat my veggies?" I laughed and told him, "Arthur, this is one vegetable that could put a smile on your face and a spring in your step." We started small, half a cup of cooked beets alongside his eggs in the morning. Sometimes a bit of beet juice, or grated raw beet in a breakfast salad. Within a couple of weeks, he noticed his hands and feet weren't as cold anymore. He said he felt more awake, and yes, he confided that things were definitely improving in the bedroom. What makes beetroot so special isn't just the science, though that certainly backs it up. It's the experience of real men like Arthur who found, often to their surprise, that small, natural changes can give big returns. And it's not just about intimacy, it's about confidence, energy, and feeling like yourself again. I encourage you, right here and now, to try adding beetroot to your breakfast tomorrow. Even if you've never eaten it before, or you think it's not your thing, give it a go. It could be as simple as slicing a few cooked beets and drizzling a little olive oil and lemon juice on top. Or, for those who like a sweeter start, a beet and berry smoothie is a wonderful way to get the benefits without feeling like you're eating vegetables for breakfast. If you're already thinking about ways to add beetroot to your morning, let me know in the comments. Just type, yes, if you're willing to try, or no, if you have another favorite you swear by. I read every answer, and your feedback helps me shape future videos and advice, just for you. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It lets me know you value these real conversations about senior health. Now, as powerful as beetroot is, it's even more effective when combined with other smart morning habits. One of the things I worked on with Arthur was swapping out that white toast for whole grain bread, and adding a handful of nuts. Walnuts, especially, are a fantastic choice. Why? Because whole grains and nuts provide long-lasting energy, help control blood sugar, and contain healthy fats that keep your blood vessels flexible and strong. The combination of beets, whole grains, and nuts turns breakfast into a powerful tool for circulation and vitality. Arthur wasn't sure at first. He'd always been a creature of habit. But as he got used to these changes, he started to look forward to breakfast. He even said he felt lighter on his feet, and noticed he didn't need that mid-morning nap as often. More importantly, he started to feel hope again. Hope that he could enjoy the life he'd worked so hard for, and not just watch it pass him by. This isn't about denying yourself or living on bland foods. It's about giving your body what it needs, so you can live the way you want to live. Beetroot may sound simple, but it's a quiet powerhouse for men's health, especially as the years go by. Let me share a little tip for those who are new to beetroot. Start with a small amount and see how you like it. If you prefer it warm, try roasting beets in the oven with a little olive oil and pepper. If you like things quick, you can even buy vacuum-packed cooked beets at the store, ready to slice and eat. And if the taste is a bit strong, mix it into a fruit smoothie. You'll hardly notice the flavor, but your body will notice the difference. Arthur even got creative and made a breakfast wrap: whole grain tortilla, scrambled eggs, some greens, and a layer of roasted beets. He said it was the best he'd felt all year. And hearing stories like his is why I keep doing what I do, helping men like you rediscover strength and well-being, starting with the simplest choices. As you listen today, I want you to know you're not alone. The challenges you face are shared by many, and the solutions are often right at your fingertips. Remember, it's never too late to start something new. You can choose, right now, to make tomorrow's breakfast the first step toward better circulation, more energy, and a renewed sense of self. If this message resonates with you, or if you're ready to give beetroot a try, show your support by tapping the like button and subscribing. And please, share your experiences or questions in the comments. I check them myself and always enjoy hearing your stories. In the next part of our conversation, I'll take you deeper into how circulation changes with age, and what other habits, alongside a healthy breakfast, can make a meaningful difference in your daily life. But for now, imagine the possibilities that one simple change can bring, and know that you have the power to reclaim your mornings and your vitality. Let's take a deeper look at why circulation becomes such a sticking point for men over 60, and why what you do each morning is more powerful than you might think. If you've ever wondered why things just don't work like they used to, or why your hands and feet feel colder, you're not alone. In fact, many of my patients are surprised to learn that these little signs are all connected to one simple, silent factor: blood flow. Arthur, whose story I've been sharing, noticed these signs years before he ever brought them up in my office. He remembered laughing off cold feet in bed, or the odd pins and needles in his legs when he stood up too fast. Only later did he realize these were his body's gentle warnings, signals that his circulation needed a little extra support. As a doctor who's spent more than 30 years helping men just like you, I've seen how quietly these changes can creep up. It's easy to dismiss them as just getting older. But here's the truth: your blood vessels naturally lose some flexibility as the years go by. Think of them like a garden hose that, over many seasons, doesn't bend quite as easily as it once did. Add to that a bit of plaque buildup, some sugar from years of enjoying desserts, and maybe a touch of high blood pressure, and suddenly the hose isn't delivering water with the same force. But there's good news: you're not stuck with this. Your body is always adapting, always looking for opportunities to improve. And it's not just about what goes on your breakfast plate, though that's a powerful place to start. It's about the whole rhythm of your mornings and the gentle, healthy habits you build. After Arthur made beetroot a regular part of his breakfast, he noticed his energy came back. That led to something beautiful: he wanted to move more. Instead of sitting with his newspaper after breakfast, he started taking a 10-minute stroll around the block. It was nothing dramatic at first, just a walk to enjoy the morning air and see a few neighbors. But within weeks, those 10 minutes became his favorite part of the day. Why am I telling you this? Because physical activity, even something as gentle as a short morning walk, works hand in hand with healthy eating to boost blood flow all over your body. Moving your muscles tells your blood vessels, hey, we need more oxygen down here, and your body responds by opening up those tiny channels. It's a natural partnership. Good food feeds your cells, and gentle movement keeps the whole system running smoothly. This is one of the things I always stress to my patients. Don't worry about running marathons or lifting heavy weights. Just start with the simple things: a healthy breakfast, a little walk, and a commitment to keep showing up for yourself every morning. That's how Arthur did it, and he's not alone. I've watched countless men transform their health and regain their vitality, all starting from these small, sustainable changes. It's easy to think, well, it's too late for me, or I've always had these problems. But age isn't a barrier, it's just a number. The real question is, what do you want to do with your mornings from here on out? Are you willing to try something new, to give your body the nourishment and movement it craves? If so, you're already halfway to a brighter, more energetic you. I want to pause here and invite you again to join the conversation. If you're finding hope or inspiration in Arthur's story, or if you've already tried adding beets to your breakfast, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a yes in the comments if you're on board with these small changes. Or a no if you're still thinking about it. Every response helps me craft better, more useful advice for this community. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Your support helps reach more men who need this gentle nudge toward a healthier life. Now, let's talk about another common challenge. Many men take medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, or diabetes, and they wonder if it's still possible to improve circulation naturally. The answer is a resounding yes. The right foods, especially in the morning, can work alongside your medicines, sometimes even making them more effective. Of course, always check with your own doctor before making big changes, but don't underestimate the healing power of food and movement. Arthur, for example, was taking medication for high blood pressure. After just a few months of his new morning routine, beetroot for breakfast, whole grains, nuts, and a daily walk, he returned for a checkup. His blood pressure readings had improved, his energy was up, and he had a sense of pride he hadn't felt in years. He told me, "Doc, I feel like I've got my life back." What I want you to take away from this is simple. Every morning is a fresh opportunity. No matter how many years you've lived or what challenges you face, you can always do something kind for your body. Start with breakfast. Add that beetroot, swap out the processed bread, toss in some walnuts. Then, after you eat, stand up and move, even if it's just for a few minutes. Your heart, your mind, and yes, even your private parts, will thank you. Sometimes, the biggest transformations come from the smallest steps. You don't need fancy supplements or expensive gadgets. You need simple, honest habits, ones that fit naturally into your life. And the beauty is, as you feel better, you'll want to do even more for yourself. That's the real secret. Feeling good creates momentum for more positive change. Let me share another patient's experience, because this isn't just Arthur's journey. Years ago, I worked with a man named Bill, 72 years old, who'd all but given up hope for improvement. He thought feeling sluggish and disconnected from his body was just his new normal. But he took a leap of faith: beetroot for breakfast, a short walk, a handful of walnuts. It wasn't overnight, but in just a few weeks, Bill was calling my office, excited about the changes he was seeing. His hands were warmer, he had more stamina, and his wife noticed a new spark in his step. That's what I want for you. Not just a better checkup at the doctor's office, but a renewed sense of confidence and joy in your daily life. You deserve to feel strong, energized, and connected, no matter your age. As we move toward the final part of our conversation, I encourage you to think about what small change you can start tomorrow morning. Picture yourself, like Arthur and Bill, taking those first simple steps and watching your life blossom in ways you might not have thought possible. If this resonates, let me know. Your stories and your willingness to engage make all the difference for this community. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment below with your answer. It's how we support each other on this journey. You're not alone in this. With each new sunrise, you get another chance to nourish your body, lift your spirits, and rekindle your sense of possibility. And I'll be here, cheering you on every step of the way. Let's bring everything we've discussed into focus, and circle back to what really matters, the way your mornings can shape not just your circulation, but the quality of your entire life after 60. Remember Arthur, whose story began with embarrassment and frustration, a quiet hope that things could be better, and a willingness to try something new? His journey is a mirror for so many men I've cared for, and it's proof that meaningful change is always possible, even later in life. When I think back to those early appointments with Arthur, what stands out isn't just the medical side of things. It's the courage it took for him to speak up and the spark he found when his small changes started adding up. There's a unique kind of joy that comes from realizing you still have agency over your body and your days. Arthur's mornings became a celebration. A plate with beets, a sprinkle of walnuts, maybe a slice of whole grain toast, and sometimes a walk to greet the sun. The results weren't just numbers on a chart. They were seen in the way he carried himself, the laughter that returned to his voice, and the warmth he shared with his family. That is what I want every man watching this video to experience, a sense of ownership, pride, and renewed confidence, especially when it comes to health, down there. You see, for men over 60, it's not just about performance or avoiding embarrassment. It's about feeling alive, vital, and ready to embrace whatever comes your way. That's what healthy circulation brings, a foundation for energy, clarity, and even those private moments of intimacy and connection. So let's recap Arthur's journey, not as a checklist, but as a reminder that steady, gentle changes make all the difference. He started by being honest about what wasn't working. He tried adding beets to his breakfast, found ways to enjoy them, in smoothies, salads, and even a breakfast wrap, and paired this with simple morning movement. Over time, his blood pressure improved, his energy grew, and, perhaps most important, his confidence blossomed again. Arthur's story is not unique in my practice. I've seen it repeat over and over, and it can be yours, too. Now, let's talk directly to you. If you've listened this far, I want you to know how much I appreciate your openness and willingness to explore real solutions. Maybe you're still on the fence about beets, or maybe you've already added them to your grocery list. Either way, the message is clear. Your mornings matter. You have the power to set the tone for your whole day, and for your health, in the first 30 minutes after you wake up. Whether it's beets, walnuts, whole grains, or even just a little morning stroll, every bit counts. Don't let worries about age or past health choices hold you back. The body is wonderfully adaptable, and even after decades of routine, you can teach it new tricks. If Arthur's story resonates with you, or if you're seeing glimmers of hope in your own life, take this as your encouragement. No step is too small, and every effort you make is a win for your well-being. Now, as we wrap up, I want to invite you again to join this community. If you found this conversation helpful or inspiring, please tap that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss out on new advice. And most importantly, let me hear from you in the comments. Type yes if you're willing to try these changes, or no if you have questions or need more guidance. I read every comment myself, and your feedback shapes the future of this channel. Your story might just be the encouragement another man needs. What I love most about working with men over 60 is seeing the ripple effect, how one small positive change leads to another. I've seen men who started with a beetroot breakfast go on to join walking groups, reconnect with their spouses, or pick up hobbies they'd long forgotten. It all begins with a single, hopeful choice: to put your health first, even in the smallest of ways. So, my final message to you is this: embrace your mornings. Don't settle for feeling just okay when you can feel vibrant, strong, and fully yourself. Let Arthur's story be your inspiration. Try adding beets to your breakfast, move your body a little, and see what unfolds. The benefits reach far beyond just better circulation. They touch every corner of your life. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you walk away today not just with information, but with a sense of possibility and renewed hope. You deserve to feel your best, and I'll be here cheering you on, every morning and every step of the way. Until next time, take good care of yourself, and remember, every morning is a new chance to make your health and happiness a priority. I'm Dr. Robert Jansen, wishing you stronger days, better mornings, and all the confidence you deserve.